Welcome, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're revealing the top 4 coins that every American should check for right now. Coins that look ordinary at first glance, but hold incredible hidden value. From rare Washington quarters to historic pennies, these coins could surprise you with their condition, mint marks, and even errors. Stick around as we dive deep into each one and uncover the secrets that make them highly sought after by collectors around the world. So let's get started. First up. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine reaching into your pocket, pulling out a simple quarter, dated 1967, and discovering that this ordinary-looking coin could be worth far more than just 25 cents. Today, we dive deep into the powerful story of the Washington quarter, specifically the mysterious and highly talked about 1967 no mint mark edition. This is not just another coin. This is a piece of American history struck during one of the most unusual times in United States mint history, a time when mint marks disappeared, silver vanished from circulation, and collectors began hunting with unstoppable passion. The year 1967 was right in the middle of a coin crisis in America. Just 2 years earlier, in 1965, the United States removed silver from circulating quarters because silver prices were rising rapidly. The traditional 90% silver quarters were replaced with a copper-nickel-clad composition. At the same time, the U.S. Mint made a shocking decision. From 1965 to 1967, they removed mint marks from all coins to discourage collectors from hoarding them. That means if you see a 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark, it is actually normal, because no mint marks were used that year. But here's where things get powerful. While most 1967 quarters are common, certain rare varieties and high-grade examples can be worth serious money. The 1967 Washington quarter was struck in massive numbers. Over 1.5 billion coins were produced. Because of this huge mintage, many people assume the coin is worthless beyond face value. And yes, in average circulated condition, it is only worth 25 cents. But condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1967 quarter in uncirculated condition, especially graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, can sell for significantly more. When you reach MS-67 condition, which means nearly perfect surfaces, sharp strike, and blazing luster, collectors are willing to pay hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Why? Because finding a nearly flawless coin from 1967 is extremely difficult due to heavy production and handling marks from that era. But wait, the real excitement begins when we talk about special mint sets, often called SMS coins. In 1967, instead of traditional proof sets, the U.S. Mint produced special mint sets with a unique satin-like finish. These coins were never released into circulation. The 1967 SMS Washington quarter has sharper detail and a distinctive look compared to regular business strikes. Some of these SMS coins have what collectors call cameo, or deep cameo contrast, where the design appears frosted and the background is mirror-like. High-grade SMS quarters with strong cameo contrast can command impressive prices at auction. Now imagine this, a 1967 SMS Washington quarter graded SP68 with strong cameo surfaces. That coin could sell for thousands of dollars, depending on market demand. Suddenly, that simple quarter becomes a treasure. And this is why collectors constantly search through old coin jars, inherited collections, and bank rolls, hoping to find that one exceptional piece hiding in plain sight. Another factor that can increase the value of a 1967 Washington quarter is mint errors. Error coins are highly desirable because they are unique mistakes made during the minting process. For example, off-center strikes, double strikes, clipped planchets, or coin struck on the wrong metal planchet can turn a 25-cent coin into a valuable collectible. A dramatic off-center 1967 quarter with a clear date can easily sell for hundreds of dollars. A double strike error with strong visual impact can sell for even more. And if by some miracle a 1967 quarter were struck on a silver planchet leftover from 1964, that would be an extraordinary discovery worth a fortune. Collectors also examine details such as strike quality, luster, and surface preservation. The design, featuring George Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse, used until 1998, Must show crisp lines in the hair, feathers, and lettering. Weak strikes are common for this era, so sharply struck coins stand out. Coins with minimal contact marks on Washington's cheek and open fields are especially desirable. It's important to understand that grading makes the difference between pocket change and premium value. Professional grading companies like PCS and NGC authenticate and assign condition grades. A jump from MS-66 to MS-67 can mean the difference between a $50 coin and a $2,000 coin. That tiny difference in quality creates huge differences in price, and that's what makes coin collecting exciting and dramatic. So what should you look for if you have a 1967 Washington quarter? First, check the overall condition. Does it have strong luster? Are there heavy scratches or wear? Second, inspect for unusual characteristics, doubling in the letters, strange strike alignment, or wrong metal weight differences. A regular clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. If your coin weighs significantly more, it could be struck on the wrong planchet, a rare and valuable error. Third, look for SMS characteristics if the coin appears unusually sharp with a satin finish. Even though billions were minted, time reduces supply. Many 1967 quarters have been lost, damaged, or heavily circulated. High-grade survivors become scarcer every year, and as new collectors enter the hobby, demand continues to grow. History shows that even common coins can rise in value when the finest examples become hard to find. The story of the 1967 no-mint mark Washington quarter teaches an important lesson. Never underestimate ordinary coins. During a time when silver disappeared and mint marks were removed, the U.S. Mint created a coin that now represents a fascinating chapter in American numismatic history. It symbolizes transition, economic pressure, and innovation. Today, somewhere in America, maybe inside an old drawer, maybe inside a forgotten coin jar, a high-grade 1967 Washington quarter could still be waiting to be discovered, and the person who finds it might just unlock a hidden treasure. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look at the date. Examine the surfaces. Weigh it. Study it. Because in the world of coin collecting, knowledge is power, and sometimes 25 cents can turn into something extraordinary. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, today we are uncovering the hidden power behind a modern American coin that most people ignore every single day. The 1991 D Washington quarter. At first glance, it looks like nothing more than ordinary pocket change. But what if I told you that under the right conditions, this small 25-cent coin could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars? This is the story of the Washington quarter, specifically the powerful and collectible 1991 D issue struck at the legendary United States Mint in Denver. The D Mint mark tells us this coin was produced at the Denver Mint facility, one of the most important branches of the U.S. Mint system. In 1991, America was entering a new decade. The Cold War had just ended. Technology was beginning to reshape the world, and billions of quarters were being struck to fuel everyday commerce. The 1991 D Washington quarter was part of the long-running Washington quarter series that began in 1932. By 1991, the coin featured the familiar portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the classic eagle design on the reverse, a design that would soon change in 1999 with the introduction of the state quarters program. Now here's where things get interesting. The 1991 D quarter was struck in massive numbers. Over 630 million coins were produced in Denver alone. That sounds like a huge number, and it is. In circulated condition, most 1991 D quarters are only worth their face value of 25 cents. But in coin collecting, mintage numbers tell only part of the story. Condition is everything. When we talk about value, we must talk about grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. Most 1991 D quarters found in circulation today grade between very fine and about uncirculated. But when you move into mint state grades, MS-65, MS-66, MS-67, the value begins to climb dramatically. Why? Because while millions were made, very few were preserved in near-perfect condition. Many coins from this era suffer from weak strikes, contact marks, dull luster, and bag marks from heavy mint handling. A 1991 D quarter graded MS-65 might sell for a modest premium. But when you reach MS-67 condition, the price can jump into the hundreds of dollars. And if you're lucky enough to find an MS-68 example, nearly flawless with blazing mint luster and sharp details, you could be looking at a coin worth thousands at auction. That's the power of condition rarity. Even modern coins can become treasures when preserved at the highest level. Collectors closely inspect Washington's cheek and jawline, the most exposed areas that show marks easily. They examine the eagle's breast feathers on the reverse for sharp detail. Strong luster that radiates evenly across the surface is a key factor. Any heavy scratches, dull spots, or flat areas reduce the grade. It takes only one small mark to separate a $50 coin from a $1,000 coin. But condition isn't the only factor that can turn a 1991 D quarter into a valuable prize. Mint errors create excitement and serious collector demand. Off-center strikes, double strikes, clip planchets, and broad strikes can transform an ordinary quarter into a dramatic collectible. A well-centered off-strike with a visible date can sell for hundreds of dollars. A dramatic double strike error could command even more. Error collectors love bold, eye-catching mistakes. There is also another layer of value, proof coins. While regular 1991 D quarters were struck for circulation in Denver, proof quarters for collectors were struck in San Francisco. Though different from the Denver issue, some collectors build full date in mint sets, making high-grade Denver coins essential for completion. Demand from registry set collectors, those competing for the highest-graded sets, drives prices even higher for top population coins certified by professional grading services. And let's not forget the metal composition. The 1991 D Washington quarter is made of copper-nickel clad, 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, weighing 5.67 grams. It contains no silver, unlike quarters minted before 1965. However, this doesn't stop collectors from searching for rare transitional errors or wrong planchet strikes. If a 1991 D quarter were somehow struck on an incorrect metal blank, it could become an extraordinary discovery worth thousands. The beauty of the 1991 D quarter lies in its accessibility. This is not a rare 19th century coin locked away in a museum. This is a coin that still appears in circulation, coin rolls, and old collections. That means the opportunity still exists. Somewhere out there, a nearly perfect 1991 D quarter could be hiding in a forgotten jar, waiting for someone with knowledge to recognize its potential. The coin market also evolves with time. As more collectors focus on modern issues, registry competition intensifies. Top-graded coins become harder to find because they are locked away in private collections. Supply tightens. Demand increases. Prices rise. History has shown that coins once considered common can become condition rarities decades later. So what should you do if you find a 1991 D Washington quarter? First, examine the mint mark, a small D, located on the obverse near Washington's ponytail, for coins struck before the 1999 redesign. Second, inspect the surfaces under bright light. Look for strong luster and minimal marks. Third, weigh the coin to ensure it matches the standard 5.67 grams. And finally, consider professional grading if the coin appears nearly flawless. This coin represents more than just 25 cents. It represents opportunity. It represents the idea that value is not always obvious. In a world where people overlook small details, collectors understand that tiny differences create massive rewards. The 1991 D Washington quarter may not contain silver. It may not be over 100 years old, but in the highest grades and rare error forms, it has the power to surprise even experienced collectors. That's what makes coin collecting exciting. The possibility that something ordinary can become extraordinary. So before you spend your next quarter, pause. Check the date. Look for that D mint mark. Study the condition carefully, because hidden among millions of coins could be one exceptional piece worth far more than face value. And remember, in the world of rare coins, knowledge is treasure, and sometimes treasure fits right in the palm of your hand. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, today we are delving into a coin that celebrates the very heartbeat of American history, the Washington quarter issued to mark the United States Bicentennial. Struck in 1975 and 1976, this coin is unlike any other. Its unique design, remarkable symbolism, and rare variations make it one of the most fascinating collectibles in modern numismatics. The 1776 to 1976 No Mint Mark Washington Quarter, featuring the iconic phrase, E pluribus unum. What looks like ordinary pocket change may, in fact, hold the potential to unlock incredible value in the right hands, the hands of those who understand history, rarity, and condition. The Bicentennial Quarter was a monumental release by the United States Mint, created to commemorate 200 years of American independence. The obverse features a special dual date, 1776 to 1976, along with George Washington's familiar portrait, while the reverse celebrates freedom with a powerful eagle perched atop a pair of intertwined victory drums. The inscriptions, E pluribus unum, and liberty, echo the founding ideals of the nation, reminding collectors that every coin is not merely currency. It is history cast in metal. Here's where the power comes in. While millions of these bicentennial quarters were struck, over 1.6 billion combined between Philadelphia and Denver mints, certain variations and exceptional condition coins remain extremely rare and sought after. During this period, coins were issued without traditional mint marks to distinguish bicentennial sets, meaning a no mint mark quarter could originate from Philadelphia. While the coin may appear common at first glance, collectors who examine it closely see enormous potential. Uncirculated examples, high-grade coins, or coins with striking luster and sharp details often sell for multiples of face value. Condition is everything. A circulated bicentennial quarter is worth 25 cents, but in mint state, MS, grades, prices climb rapidly. MS-65 coins attract serious collector attention. MS-66 or MS-67 coins, those nearly flawless specimens, can reach hundreds of dollars. And rare coins from this era, like double strikes, off-center strikes, or planchet flaws, can escalate in value into the thousands. Imagine holding in your hand a coin that represents the nation's 200th birthday, virtually untouched since leaving the mint. A coin with gleaming luster and perfect strike. That is not just a collectible, it is a treasure. The bicentennial quarters also introduce another layer of fascination, their symbolism. The intertwined victory drums and soaring eagle on the reverse remind us of the triumphs, struggles, and independence that shaped the United States. Every coin tells a story of liberty, of a nation's growth, and of the artisans who struck these coins with meticulous precision. High-grade examples preserve the details of Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the dramatic contrast between the frosted design and the mirror-like background. This visual appeal, combined with rarity, drives the coin's desirability. Collectors and historians alike are drawn to the 1776 to 1976 no mint mark quarters for multiple reasons. Registry set collectors seek these coins to complete high-grade collections. Era collectors scour for striking anomalies. History enthusiasts treasure them for their symbolic significance. And casual collectors may find themselves captivated by the fact that a coin produced over 45 years ago still retains its brilliance and can command a premium. The bicentennial quarter is an intersection of artistry, history, and investment potential. Even more compelling are the special mint sets, SMS, issued during this period. These coins, struck with satin-like surfaces and sharper details, were never released for circulation. An SMS 1776 to 1976 quarter with cameo contrast or strong reflective surfaces can fetch significantly higher prices, turning what many assume is a common coin into a coveted collectible. Add to this the occasional misstrike or experimental die variety, and suddenly you have coins that could dramatically increase in value if discovered. Time is a crucial factor. Many bicentennial quarters have been lost, damaged, or heavily circulated. What remains in pristine condition becomes scarcer each year. And with new collectors entering the market, demand for high-grade, well-preserved coins continues to rise. This dynamic turns even a modern commemorative coin into a true treasure hunt. So what should you do if you encounter a 1776 to 1976 no mint mark Washington quarter? Examine it closely. Check the luster. Look for surface marks, scratches, or worn areas. Compare the strike quality of Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse. Weigh it carefully to ensure standard composition. And consider professional grading for coins that appear to be in exceptional condition, because the difference between MS65 and MS67 can transform a 25-cent coin into a collector's gem worth hundreds or more. The 1776 to 1976 E pluribus unum Washington quarter is more than currency. It is a piece of American heritage, a story of independence, and a tangible connection to history. It teaches collectors that even coins produced in massive quantities can become condition rarities and valuable treasures. Somewhere today, in a drawer, a coin roll, or a forgotten collection, a high-grade no-mint marked Bicentennial quarter may be waiting to be discovered, a small metal emblem capable of delivering enormous historical and financial value. In the world of numismatics, knowledge is power, patience is key, and attention to detail is everything. So before you dismiss a quarter as ordinary, pause, examine the date, study the design, and consider its story. Because sometimes, the smallest coin in your pocket holds the largest secret, a secret of history, artistry, and rare collectible value. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, imagine holding a simple, everyday coin in your hand, a quarter dated 1984, minted in Denver, marked with a small d. To most people, it's just 25 cents. But to those who understand the hidden world of coin collecting, this ordinary-looking Washington quarter could represent history, artistry, and incredible value. Today, we are diving deep into the story of the 1984 D Washington quarter, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors worldwide and remains a powerful symbol of opportunity for anyone who looks closely enough. The 1984 D quarter comes from the long-running Washington quarter series, first introduced in 1932. By 1984, the design featuring George Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse had become iconic, a recognizable symbol of America and its rich numismatic heritage. The D mint mark signifies it was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most prolific facilities in the United States mint system. That year, over 500 million coins were produced at Denver alone, making the 1984 DA coin widely available in circulation. And yet, even in the midst of mass production, some coins rise above the ordinary, and today we're uncovering why. At first glance, a 1984 D quarter may appear common. In circulated condition, its value is only face value, 25 cents. But collectors know that true value is determined by condition, rarity, and unique characteristics. Coins preserved in mint state, MS, condition, MS63, MS65, MS66, and beyond, can fetch significant premiums. MS66 or MS67 coins, with nearly flawless surfaces, blazing luster, and sharp strike detail, are especially prized. That's because even though millions were minted, few coins survive untouched by the daily rigors of circulation. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1984 D quarter is the potential for error coins. Errors such as off-center strikes, double strikes, clip planchets, or wrong metal planchets can instantly transform a quarter from ordinary to extraordinary. Imagine discovering a 1984 D quarter struck slightly off-center, with the eagle or Washington's portrait partially missing. Collectors would pay hundreds, even thousands of dollars for such a rarity. The thrill of error collecting lies in these unexpected treasures hiding among millions of coins. Beyond errors, there is the undeniable appeal of visual perfection. Collectors look for coins with full, sharp details. Washington's hair, the lettering, the eagle's feathers, and the fields around the design must be clear and unblemished. Luster plays a critical role. Coins with reflective surfaces that catch light evenly, without blemishes or dull spots, command higher prices. Even small marks can drastically reduce a coin's grade and value, making the hunt for top-quality 1984 D quarters both challenging and rewarding. The 1984 D quarter also connects collectors to a fascinating era of American history. The mid-1980s were a period of economic growth, cultural shifts, and coin collecting popularity in the United States. Coins from this era, especially high-grade examples, have become increasingly sought after as collectors aim to preserve pristine examples of relatively modern coins before they are lost to circulation or damaged by improper handling. Another aspect adding to the coin's value is its role in registry sets and professional grading. Collectors who compete to assemble complete, high-grade collections of Washington quarters place enormous importance on Denver Mint coins. A certified MS-67 1984 D quarter in a registry set can dramatically enhance the set's prestige and value. Professional grading services, such as PGS and NGC, provide authentication, grading, and protection, making it easier for collectors to buy, sell, and trade with confidence. While it may lack the rarity of older silver quarters, the 1984 D Washington quarter still presents opportunities for savvy collectors. Coins preserved in exceptional condition, combined with eye-catching errors or unusual characteristics, can achieve surprisingly high auction prices. The excitement lies in the search, examining coins from rolls, inherited collections, or even loose change for that one extraordinary piece. Even the smallest details matter. Weight, metal composition, and subtle variations can indicate hidden value. The 1984 D quarter is made of copper-nickel clad, standard for post-1965 quarters. But if you find a coin that deviates from this, it could be an accidental mint error of immense value. Sharp strike, clear D mint mark, flawless surfaces. All of these qualities combine to elevate a simple 25-cent coin into a prized collectible. Time only increases the stakes. Each year, coins are lost, damaged, or heavily circulated. Surviving high-grade examples of the 1984 D become scarcer and more desirable. The modern coin market shows that even seemingly ordinary coins can rise dramatically in value when demand meets scarcity. The 1984 D Washington quarter is a perfect example. Ordinary today, extraordinary for those who know what to look for. So, if you come across a 1984 D quarter, pause. Examine the date. Check the mint mark. Inspect the surfaces for luster, sharpness, and any unusual features. Compare the details of Washington's portrait and the eagle. Consider professional grading if the coin is exceptional, because in the world of coin collecting, the difference between MS-65 and MS-67 can turn a 25-cent coin into a treasure worth hundreds or more. The 1984 D Washington quarter reminds us of a powerful truth. Even coins that seem ordinary carry stories, history, and potential value beyond their face. Somewhere today, in a coin jar, a drawer, or a forgotten collection, a near-perfect 1984 D quarter could be waiting, a small emblem of American craftsmanship, and a rare opportunity to turn a simple coin into something extraordinary. In coin collecting, knowledge is power, patience is key, and attention to detail is everything. The 1984 D quarter teaches us that opportunity is often hidden in plain sight, and that sometimes the smallest coins can deliver the biggest surprises.